So once you create a slab, you're gonna go ahead and get the texture roller and go ahead and start in the center. Put a nice weight to it because you want it really, you see I'm kind of putting a lot of pressure into it, so you want it to show. Okay. You have those edges. I'm just gonna go like this because there's squares. All right, and right here, okay? So now we have a nice slab. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna use a bowl and I'm gonna use a needle tool to cut all this stuff. Since I have a large slab, I'm gonna make two. Why not? I'm gonna go ahead and cut that, cut right there. I'm gonna save this because I wanna use this as a base and probably this over here. So I'm just gonna put this aside and I'll get back to it. So now we have this, all right? So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna get a little bit of water and I'm gonna work on these edges right here and smooth them out. It's easier to do things when it's flat right here on the table. Okay. So now I'll pick it up. Again, those edges. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of do it like a taco, but more like a cone. I'm gonna go like this and then like this. Like this, okay? Since I have it right here, I'm gonna put my hand right here and I'm just kind of smear it right here. Get a wood tool. If I have one, I don't have one. So leave the front overlap like this. I think that looks nice. Usually, maybe what you want to do is close up that corner. And then you're going to get your wood tool, all right? And then you're going to go ahead and clean that seam. And you want to make sure that nothing gets stuck in there, so it's flat. Okay? What I want you to do now at this point is grab a little of the clay, roll it up, and then just jam it in there. And this will help us kind of create a flat. Go ahead and I'll get. Okay, so now you can see, right? I'm gonna go ahead and then grab a water bottle. Hopefully you have a bigger one, water. And I'm gonna let it rest like this. Okay. This is a good time to kind of flatten it out right here. Let it rest right here, and at this rate, you can go ahead and put it outside, but you wanna also put the base outside as well at the same time so it can dry up at the same time. Okay. Okay, so what you're gonna be doing next is you're gonna attach the base to the body, right? And then there's two ways you can do it. You can attach it directly to this and then seal up the edges. See how you have to make sure you seal up those edges. What I would do is seal it up and then clean it up. Right. Next thing you can do, when you go outside, you don't want your clay to be plastic like this, right? You want it to be leather hard so it does not move anymore. Right, so you can see that this is leather hard. So now I can put it together, but it's not going to be really tight right there in that point. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a hole cutter. I'm going to go in the center. That's pretty centered. I'm going to go through, and it's because it's leather hard now. Okay, so now that's in the center, and I'm going to place this through. Okay, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and seal that up. And then I'm gonna cut off this, okay? So stop. So you're gonna go ahead and get a fettling knife and just kind of cut it through. Well, I'm just gonna make a mark right here so I know where to cut it. Okay, so I'm gonna take that out. Let's go flat. Okay, now that I see that I have a hole right there, I'm gonna go back in there and plug it up, because we wanna make sure it's watertight, or else your ice cream's gonna melt through it. You're gonna be really sad. Okay, so I'm gonna go in there, I'm gonna get my wood tool and kind of really make it smooth in there. There's no cracks or anything, nothing where little crevices can open up and there's like bacteria can hide. You don't want like bacteria to hide in there. So I'm gonna add a little more clay. So if you see this, I'm just gonna drop it in, dip my stick in water and just kind of go in there. Smooth it out as much as you can. You want it to see like it's a swimming pool almost, like smooth. Nothing's gonna get caught in there. Okay, so we have that. Now we have the bottom of this. Make sure that it's super flat. And we have this, okay? We're gonna go ahead and fit it in here. And I'm gonna go ahead and make sure that it is done right. Okay, that looks pretty good. And now I'm gonna go ahead and seal this up. Add a little bit of water. And to take extra precaution, I'm just gonna score the edges right there, just to help it seal up everything. And then this will create a nice smooth bottom. Okay. It looks a little bit unfinished to me, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get some of the extra clay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a small toil. This is too dry, so let me go ahead and get fresher clay. If you notice right here, there's like this gap. So I'm going to use this. I can either go ahead and get a wood tool and just kind of blend it in. I can do that, but I'm going to do something a little bit different. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get a coil, a really thin coil. Now I'm just going to decorate it down there, just to make it part of the design. So I'm gonna go and kind of get everything in there. Again, I can leave it like this, but this is a perfect opportunity for me to kind of blend things in and just kind of like make it look cool. Give it a unique characteristic. Okay, so what I'm gonna do next is I will get this coil and just kind of wrap it around. And then I will go ahead and score and slip it. I'm gonna go ahead and do this. I'll just show it this way. Cut it. Okay. So it kind of gives you a little something different. Before I put it out to dry, I want to go back and check all the edges, making sure everything is nice and smoothed out. All this is nice and smoothed out.
I think